Welcome, travelers. I'm Josh.
I'm Glenn.
And I'm Lee Wanika. And this is Tabletop Journeys, where we will be your not-so-humble guides on the quest for RPG adventures.
Here at Tabletop Journeys, we are all devoted role players and storytellers at heart, and we absolutely love sharing our passion with you. On our show, we feature diverse tabletop RPG systems, demonstrating them through actual plays and breaking down the rules to provide you with tips, tools, and techniques to help you navigate them. We also love bringing the content creators behind these games into the studio to give you a peek behind the curtain with relevant and insightful interviews.
Let us help you get the most out of your story, no matter what game world or system you're playing, because detailed settings, heroic characters, diverse NPCs, and a focus on story over rules can make any campaign legendary. Now, here's a message from friends of the show.
Hey everybody, we're the hosts of 2 Weeks, 1 Shot, a tabletop RPG variety podcast.
We play one-shot campaigns in a variety of systems.
With a variety of guests from all around the TTRPG scene.
And obviously, I bring a certain je ne sais quoi to every performance.
I never trusted jellyfish as one of my space racism.
Let's talk about how every time I run a game, you guys manage to find like the weirdest take you can possibly give on it.
Have you accepted one of my bugs into your body so that we can communicate telepathically?
No, get your bug. No bugs in my body. First sign of trouble, shoot it! Shoot it with the gun! Find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search 2 Weeks, 1 Shot.
Are we ever going to have a serious discussion about playing furry pirates?
No,
I just read.
I've made it very
I'm talking about it.
So I'll take that as a yes.
Are you a musician, actor, puppeteer, or role-play gamer in need of audio or video work? Then check out Bowtie Studios. I'm Dave, and I specialize in working with artists of all kinds because I'm a performer myself, and I know what it's like to need quality work on a budget. Check out my work on youtube.com/@bowtie_studios and find me on facebook.com/musicofdave. Let's do this.
Welcome, everybody, back to Tabletop Journeys. We are really excited to be continuing on with our feature of We Can Be Heroes tonight with our actual play series. There's going to be a couple of episodes here next couple of weeks detailing the game. Really excited to have our friends from Bud Stuff Games back. We met them back at a Catacon this past year. I'm, of course, joined by my illustrious co-hosts, Mr. Lee Wanika Miller, Mr. Glenn Myers, who is on the road all the way down in Virginia where it is warm and sunny and people are happy. And we also have Bud Stuff Games, Spencer and Aaron. Spencer, Aaron, welcome back to Tabletop Journeys.
Hey, yeah, thanks again for having us.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So we're really excited to be able to throw some dice here and go ahead and get rolling here. Spencer, so we're going to start with character generation tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started then. The mic is yours, sir.
Awesome. So yeah, in We Can Be Heroes, we're going to be building superheroes, which is always super fun. The first things first, we're going to be building up to level 5. At the demo you guys played at a Catacon, you guys played level 3 heroes. They were pre-built characters and pretty well balanced for a demo purpose. We've played a bunch of other characters throughout our playtesting, and it's been a blast. So I'm excited for you guys to build something from scratch.
Excellent.
That first level, that's going to be the most involved because you're building a hero from the ground up. You're making a lot of choices that are going to affect how you build it from level 1 to 20. And yeah, as you guys saw, level 3 heroes at that demo, pretty balanced, pretty good feel for what they're going to be like. First things first, everyone's going to roll 12d4, and that is representative of the 12 talents that we have listed here. And you'll assign each number to a single talent.
As we're doing that, I'll just let the audience know there's this great sheet that the Spencer and the team has sent us here. Nice layout. We've got our prime ability stats here on the right. We're entering in the numbers appropriately. That's 12d4 as he said. We're going to assign them to the various abilities as we are interested, and it even rolls them up into bigger numbers, which we'll hear more about shortly.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've got 3 overall categories. We've got charisma, physical, and intelligence, and then 4 talents for each category. In charisma, you've got intimidation, deception, showmanship, and persuasion. Physical, you've got muscle, finesse, resilience, and endurance. Resilience and endurance are going to be affecting your defensive threshold, how hard you are to hit, and also your max hit points. So those are 2 talents you probably want to focus a little bit of point buy in there. And then intelligence, you've got analysis, observation, science, and mentality. There's going to be ample hacking opportunities and cool science moments in We Can Be Heroes adventures. And with the 12d4 system, you're able to assign the 12 roles to whatever talents you want. So that means you'd have a 4 in muscle and a 4 in science. So you can be Dr. Bruce Banner if you want. You can be super sneaky with deception and finesse. We also have combined talent checks in this game. We'll find out more about that later, where we combine 2 talents into a d20 roll. All of these talents will come into play in most adventures.
Sweet.
Excellent. All right. I have placed my stats. Gentlemen, are you good?
I'm working them in.
I am ready.
Perfect. Yeah. And sometimes what I like to do is keep them on the side, like just while I'm picking out like my superpower. Once I get an idea of what I want my superhero to be, and feel free to switch them back around. Once we select your origin a little bit later on, that's where you're going to be like, okay, I need to make sure that these are set in place now. So let's go ahead and choose a superpower for each of you.
I already know something good. I know. And all great TTRPG characters, this character has emerged from the evolution of an inside joke that came up about a half an hour ago. Originally, I was going to play the Flaya, who was going to then be Flay, but instead I am playing on like a weather control, like a winter-based weather control called the Fleur with 4 R's.
Are those awesome. Rolling R's? Like the Fleur?
the Fleur, as I'm shivering right
yes.
Oh, am I French? Is it La Fleur?
Oh my yes.
Well, that would be, or you could be Spanish. It'd be La Fleur.
La Fleur.
Like a harder roll.
La Fleur.
Yeah. I hope it's not the rolling R's because I can't do that. So every time I say your name, I'm like,
cold guy.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Luanika, Glenn, you guys have powers picked out yet?
I do not. So, actually, picking the main power. Oh man.
Yes.
So you're basically picking your class, right? Your main superpower, sorted into 6 different archetypes depending on what you're looking for. I won't bury the lead. I multi-classed because I'm trying to test some of that out. So I'm fire and ice. So I chose fire burst, so long range fire attacks, and then ice cold to Iceman myself and freeze the zone that I'm in.
You sound like a hangover is what you are, Aaron.
Actually, my character's name is Icy Hot, so if that helps.
Oh man, we can try to get Shaq to play.
I don't know if I have a Shaq impression I can pull out, man.
Oh come on, Aaron.
I'm gonna go with enhanced combatant or enhanced combat.
Oh yeah, that's a personal favorite of mine. And Clint, what do you got?
I went with Speedster.
Oh, nice.
I am a Speedster named Twitch.
That is my favorite power.
Awesome. Yeah, Speedster is incredibly dangerous. It's awesome. It's so fun. It's going to drive me crazy all game. I love it.
Yeah, we've had to nerf Speedster a few times because of how good it was. But it's
hard
still
to
great.
Capture that. Yeah, hard to capture that. Such a complex power in comics and movies,
right?
And make it viable for a tabletop game. But I think we've got it pretty much nailed down at this point.
There's a reason why shows that have depicted speedsters have traditionally, until Grant Gustin's Flash, struggled so much, or they had to really limit or not allow them to show up too prevalently in movies. Looking at Quicksilver from the X-Men films, Quicksilver from the from the MCU films, and such, and that power is inherently so powerful that it is very difficult to deal with it and make it intriguing. This one guy can do so much. How do you make that a challenge for him? And so you can do a scene here or there, but if you've got that, I'm really, it'll be awesome to see how that's done, because then I'll be telling everybody I talk to, you should do what they did.
There we go.
I don't know what you're thinking about. You're hiring the wrong dudes to write your scripts.
The way we kind of nail that down is with the hero's favor. So that's the point system you're using to use a superpower attack or ability. So it is limited per day or per short rest. Essentially, we've got breathers. So like when you get just down for half an hour, you regain your hero's favor for the day. So another part of picking your superpower, you've got an innate ability. So that'll be found basically on the title page of your superpower archetype. So Glenn, you have an agility. I think you do too. Luanika with the enhanced combat.
That's intelligence for enhanced
intelligence.
Combat.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And then we've both got nature.
Okay.
Make sure you're taking a look at the hero level requirement. So you'll be looking at the ones that have 1 next to them. But this just rounds out your superpower archetype. There's some real cool choices here.
Ask a question. So
yeah,
is that giving me a bonus to whatever I put in intelligence, or is that a minimum for what the intelligence has to be?
So that is just that is tied to your actual hero level. So since you're level 1 right now, that's where that requirement comes in. But these innate abilities are going to give you like either extra moves or static abilities that you can use in role play or combat.
Okay.
And where do I find these?
Yeah.
So if you just click on superpower archetypes, if you're in the PDF here, and then just click on your actual archetype, so agility, intelligence, or nature for all of you guys.
Oh, in the rule book itself, or
in the rule book itself. Sorry, not in the hero sheet in the rule book.
So I'm going where?
You will be going to agility, superpower archetypes, and then agility.
Do you have a page number?
I do. Yeah. Sorry, page 34.
Give me one moment. I could find the archetypes.
Our partner Pete would be very upset that I didn't give a page number. He always does. I'm like, Pete, I don't do this by page number. I just know where everything's at. So pardon me.
All right. All right. So, and that's sorry. You said so. I'm nature, being weather based.
Nature,
so then
you're
that's
going to
the
be at page 58. Yeah. And then intelligence, you're on page 47.
And we're creating level 1s right now, so I assume I have to stick with whatever I choose for innate abilities, being from the level requirement 1.
Correct. Yes. And then once we get up to level 5, you'll be picking another one of these too. So some of them offer upgrades at higher levels too, which is pretty devastating. You can get real cool.
Okay. So my superhero die at level 1 is going to be a D6. And then I have the power, which will itself, right, the superpower attack. I guess I'm not seeing how that connects to the intelligence. I might be missing that.
The just the superpower itself is based around, so it's like classes and subclasses is the way that I like to think about it. The archetype is your class intelligence. Your subclass is enhanced combat. So I'm trying to think of enhanced combat. I've always thought of like Iron Man or Cyborg or something, like using technology to like we tried to leave some of these things as loose as possible so that you could make it however you wanted to, right? So enhanced combat isn't necessarily, hey, you zap them with an electric beam. It could be however you decide. You could even be like a crazy smart kung fu master in intelligence, really, if you wanted to. Just do the damage that way. Although it is energy damage in this particular case. But enhanced combat nonetheless is, I've always imagined it like shooting little beams like Iron Man style or
So if I'm looking at that, if I was going for something more of a Night or like a Nightwing Batman style character, like what would you think would be the superpower for that? Because I thought that was more like fighting style stuff versus a power type power.
I think enhanced combat works really well with that actually, because the main part of that ability, after you make your attack, you can use a secondary action for 1 AP until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
And that is insanely powerful. So like you're just basically becoming just like a combat expert in that short period of time. Like you're able to just pull off different maneuvers. Either that or heightened senses is another one, which is in agility.
Is really good.
That was based around like a Spidey sense kind of thing, but it could work in that sense as well.
Like you're just exceptionally observant about what's happening, that type of thing.
Correct.
Yeah, your senses are under agility.
Yeah. So heightened senses would be under agility, and so
but it's
that's
not.
basically. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm saying it's not. I'm on agility, and there isn't heightened senses.
Oh, it should be the last one underneath sniper.
For me, it ends on acrobatic recovery.
So that's an innate ability. I was talking to Lunica about selecting a different superpower archetype.
Oh, that's my confusion.
Yeah, sorry.
And we're choosing one innate ability?
Correct.
Okay. At this level, yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about the innate abilities you're looking at so far?
No, I think I've got it now. So if my superpower is going to be Ice Burst, that puts me into nature, or vice versa. It's one of those. It's like either nature means Ice Burst or Ice Burst means nature, but those two are combined. I'm on the innate abilities for nature, and one of the ones that are on there is View Askew, which I think makes sense because you can create like sheets of ice and stuff like that to go ahead and obstruct. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
And that's a level. That's a level 1, so I can take that at this level.
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So for a speedster, the first thing that stood out to me was Flash Step, but it just applies to taking the evade action.
Yeah, evade's great.
And then the other one I was considering was Be Nimble, Be Quick, but I think I'm going to go with Flash Step.
Flash Step, both of them are really good. Be Nimble, Be Quick is a lot like Assurance and Pathfinder. You just are like, hey, if you roll bad, you just get 10 instead. So congratulations. Otherwise, I'm trying to remember what's the one you were talking about.
Flash Step. So that's you get to move
if
to one zone away without opening yourself to a sucker punch or
when you use evade reduces the damage or reduces the attack rolls against you by a d4 for the rest of your turn, which is pretty cool.
Josh, something I just thought about. I could give you a little peek behind the screen here, but the enemies in this are ice based. So an ice superhero might not be the best to face them, but if you want to go at them with kind of a disadvantage, it's
but you also have
a fun role playing aspect.
You have resistance against ice damage.
So
that's good.
Okay, so maybe
it goes both ways.
Because I was looking at like hero trait, and I was thinking like he probably got involved in some like weird science accident because he's a very intelligence-based character. That's how he got his powers. And so I was thinking hero trait for scholar. I'm reading ahead. That's what I do. So I was thinking the hero trait scholar, but maybe my hero trait is reformed villain instead.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, if that's what you ultimately decide upon, we can build that in a little bit. I'll start thinking about how to work that in. That's awesome.
I am definitely going to switch mine to heightened senses. I am going to just switch up my. I'm just
talents.
My stats just a little bit to reflect that, but let me see. And so heightened power senses there, and then the superpower ability.
Yeah, you'll have talents, superpower, 1 innate ability.
All right.
I think that's it.
Okay, so then, and where do I find the innate abilities for heightened senses?
That's at the top of the superpower archetype. So at the very first part of.
Now on the sheet, when I'm hovering over it for innate abilities, it says tip, put the name of the innate ability here, and on the abilities tab, paste the ability description.
Yeah, so if you go over to the abilities tab, there's the 4 main like powers or abilities that you'll have.
Yep. And put that in the description in innate abilities?
Yeah. I just do that typically just to save space on that front dashboard. At lower levels, it doesn't take up too much space to put it in there, but
it expands it out into multiple weird little cells and splits it up. That's
if you double click in there and then paste, that'll prevent that from happening. That's a weird. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No, it took me a minute to figure that out.
Yeah, once you told me that, I was like, oh, this changes everything. I can actually put my entire superpower in there now.
Yeah.
So should my superpower go under superpowers?
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, that level 1.
I think. Oh man, there are so many good innate abilities.
There are quite a few. Yeah, and then we're going to be picking Ox powers at level 2, and that's where we're probably going to be sitting here for a while in silence while you guys read through some stuff. There's some good stuff. We can make some suggestions too, if you guys are just struggling to make a decision or anything, because there's some real cool stuff.
I am slick, which means movement cannot be impeded by the impediment action. Sucker punches do half damage rounded down.
Nice.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it was that or evasive maneuvers. I was really tempted to go with evasive maneuvers. Like I was digging on that something.
You can take that at level 5. At level 5, you'll be picking another one, so that'd be a good opportunity. Let's see, what do we got next?
Is origins.
Yeah, origins. So yeah, several things you'll be selecting here. It's basically the origin is your hero's backstory. How do they become a superhero? How do they become who they are? And what people or things like tie them down to reality. You're going to be like selecting things from your personal life, where you like live right now, a personal space where you reside. So during downtime, role-playing scenes and stuff, we won't really have those scenes in this one shot, but it still gives you a static bonus too when you select that. You'll also be selecting a mentor, which gives you some more cool stuff, and then your origin, which will determine some bonuses to talents and some detriments to another talent.
Nice.
So if the personal life thing, not really going to come into play in this. If you guys want to roll a d10 just to see what you get for your personal liability, I probably won't build it into this encounter, but it's always fun just to see.
I am betting this won't be the first and only time I play We Can Be Heroes. I'm gonna take it all the way if that's okay with you.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
So is a high roll or a low roll for personal liability good?
They're all pretty mixed. I made them all just kind of
fabulous
based on superhero tropes.
Yeah. So I
got
I rolled a 2.
Oh, 2.
Hey, me too.
I rolled a 2.
Right. I got a 10.
So
I
with
got
the
a 7. What page is the Origins on?
Origins
this will be
begins
page
on
60.
63.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're good. No, yeah, please. With the 2s, your parents are outstanding members of the community. So that's cool.
Excellent.
And then with the 10, the world knows your identity and you are gaining unwanted fans.
Ooh.
And then the 7, your longtime lover knows of your abilities and wants to help you fight crime.
Wait. You know, it is so appropriate that I selected showmanship as a 4.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go. Hell yeah. Cool. And then we'll each select a personal space. So we've got like the small laboratory, city apartment, mechanics garage, small farm, or an armory. Each one, there's a thing you can, like a bonus you get when you use downtime. We won't be doing any downtime during this encounter. But again, if you guys want to use these heroes again, then this could be a good choice to make now. Some of them are very cool. Actually, most of them are pretty dope.
I would
page 65.
I would have a small laboratory.
Perfect. So yeah, you receive a basic healing injection after each downtime spent in your personal space.
Excellent.
I'm a street fighter is my origin, so I'm going to go with city apartment so I can patrol the mean streets of whatever city this takes place in.
Excellent.
That's awesome. Yes, you get that bonus to public merit. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter is your origin. When I click on origin, it's got a drop down.
Yes, I jumped maybe a little bit ahead, but the origins are just right after the mentor section on 67, and that's, as you can imagine, how you got your powers, right? Whether you just gained them from being like born with the power versus being enhanced by cybernetics, or maybe it was like a mutation X-Men style. You choose that. We'll get to choosing that, and that kind of helps with some other important decisions.
But I'm wondering now if that should go before all of this stuff, since it's the most important choice in this section. I don't know why I put it at the bottom, but we have a long way to go until the layout of this is finalized.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody else have a personal space they're selecting?
I would say city apartment makes sense for me too.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to go with a small laboratory.
Nice. All right.
Now, where on the sheet do we place these?
So if you go to the notes and backstory section.
Oh, got it. There are absolutely different tabs.
Yeah, different tabs. Yeah.
Being a spreadsheet and all, yes.
Okay. Now,
next we'll be picking your mentor. So that's in the top left corner of that tab.
All right. Got it. Now I am understanding.
Yeah, so while every hero has their origin, a lot of them have mentors. It's a classic, whether it's Master Splinter, the Ninja Turtles, Charles Xavier for any of the X-Men. There's a number of different choices you can select from in the mentor section. You can also select no mentor or mentee. So maybe you are the mentor. There's the betrayer, the tactician, the martyr, the oppressor, mystical, spiritual, the mentee, and no mentor. Those are your choices there. Each one comes with a conviction and a doubt. So with the conviction, it's a positive attribute that you get, a cool bonus. The doubt, it's something that mentor left with you that it causes doubt. It causes maybe a detriment during combat or role-playing scenario.
Okay, yeah. So I'm choosing the oppressor, because they dual major in biochemistry and meteorology at McGill University in Montreal, and my oppressor was my graduate thesis advisor. Clearly an oppressor.
Clearly an oppressor. So that means your conviction, you cannot be intimidated.
He's correct, exactly.
Yeah, that guy was such a dick that nobody can top that.
I have faced Dr. Sherbrooke. You cannot intimidate me.
And then your doubt, if you are in the presence of your mentor, you have disadvantage on all talent checks.
Yep.
I will make sure that your professor is not in this. So
I was going to say, because again, I have the reformed villain origin. So I figured that's probably like how once this horrific accident that happened to me, he probably got me into the bad guys somehow like that, and now I have recovered from that somehow. So I'd use that as you will see fit.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
I went with the martyr.
So did I.
Hey, there you go. So if a teammate or civilian's reduced to 0 HP, we have advantage on our next weapon attacks, and then our doubt is that if an enemy crits on us, we take extra damage. Oops.
It's a good trade-off for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And I went with the tactician. The mentor likely comes from a military combat-centric background, passed on their knowledge. Conviction, if I use the hold action, I can give 2 triggers for to begin my initiative. And doubt, if I'm surprised by an enemy, they succeed on their surprise attack, I have disadvantage on weapon attack rolls until the end of my next turn.
You have 2 triggers side by each there.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord.
I love it. I love it. I just finished watching season 5 of Fargo, so I'm all
perfect. Yeah.
all about the accent.
Okay.
And then page 67, now you're going to choose your actual origin. Got a ton of choices here. Got accident, experiment. We got born this way, alien. There's aliens in this world, by the way. We got 2 different races fleshed out right now, and it's been pretty fun. Our buddy Mikey always plays alien. He's played like 2 or 3 different alien characters just in like modern society situations. It's a big alien right there.
So the important thing about the important thing about choosing the origin is that you're going to pick your boon and your bane, which is going to give you to your boon a +3, to your bane a -2. Your boon is also going to be the talent check that you use to determine your moxie. And moxie is like in 5th edition D&D, is like your what's the word? I can't think of it. Expertise. Proficiency is the word I'm looking for.
Proficiency bonus, yeah.
So moxie is what you gain when you have proficiency in something or expertise in something. So you're going to be using that moxie number a lot. So you'd want to ideally choose a boon that not only makes sense for your character, but also is one of your higher of the D4 rolls so that you get a high moxie. So I, for example, chose mutation because I like to roll in the D12 table. It's fun for me. And I got my boon is endurance, and my bane is intimidation.
Yeah, if you want to, we put the mutation origin in there as just a custom option. When we get to hero traits, you'll see that we also have a custom builder there as well. Just in other games that we felt we were being railroaded into certain choices, and then there are a couple of heroes we wanted to build that we just couldn't because the choices just weren't there. We couldn't balance it out enough, so we're like, just let people create their own. If they're going to min-max, they're going to find a way to min-max, right? Like, but we put checks in place to make sure that moxie cannot get above 4 at level 1.
Okay, so can your bane take an attribute to a negative?
Yes, so -1 is the lowest it can go.
That's where it would be.
I have a 0 because I put something else in there because I didn't want to have any negatives.
All right, so I'm going to go with born this way.
Love it. It's a good choice.
And my conviction. So my boon is going to be finesse, and we make those additions on the stats in the front, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you choose one of those talents that you add +3 to. So there's 3 listed, but you only choose one, and that will be your boon.
And I choose one to be my bane, which I have done. Okay, I went with my boon of finesse and my bane of persuasion, which is now a -1.
Perfect. Cool.
I picked resilience for my boon. I was going to pick intimidation, but I did not. I picked the resilience instead because that's the way my moxie is too. And finesse is my bane. I have no finesse.
No finesse.
My finesse is 0.
That is clear, just in your speech.
Which is how I got into the accident that gave me the gold powers. No one
just tripped into it.
Yeah, yes, no.
You gotta watch where you're falling these days.
Falled into my own SQB.
Yeah.
So I chose work for it.
Awesome.
And
I don't know why that's so funny.
Work for it.
Yep. And so I just tuned up and did all the things to get better, and I am topping my skill. I have a sense of where this cat's coming from, but my boon is going to be +3 to mentality, muscle, or showmanship. Yeah,
Showmanship's pretty high.
Yeah, and then analysis or endurance for my bane. I think I am definitely dropping my analysis. And you said it can't go lower than -1?
Correct, yeah. So if you've got a 1, 1's the lowest you can get on the D4 when you're rolling for those talents.
And then mentality. Just as a question, and maybe we haven't got to it, what are some of the things that mentality plays into? What are the situations? Because I was taught by a tactician, so I don't want to be unintelligent, but my analysis is clearly not going to be hot. So that means I'm going to have to make up for it in other ways, possibly in that area. So thinking what would play in there.
Sure thing. So that's keeping cool in a stressful situation.
Trying to determine if someone's lying to you.
Yeah, determine if someone's lying, or that's analysis.
I guess you're right. It would be analysis.
Yeah, mentality. There's a lot of cross between them, and a lot of times we'll do the combined talent check for that with an analysis and mentality, like knowing the inner workings of another's mind, or keeping your cool in a stressful situation is what we go by.
I
will say, just behind the screen, and whenever I've run it, mentality does not get brought up very often. Okay. It's nice to have when it is, but it's not a very.
If people are throwing out psychic attacks, then that's when it's like a lot. Yeah. But not a lot of psychic guys in this.
It's a lot of analysis and observation, just like how perception is used pretty frequently in like 5e.
Yeah, I have decent observation, so
cool.
I think I'm going to put that in the muscle. Yeah, I'm going to put that in the muscle. I'm going to be strong. I'm currently rocking a 6 in that department. My strength is as big as my entire intelligence group added up.
What about your character?
That's awesome.
Ouch! Damn, son. And that's how it's going to be.
Perhaps if you were smarter, you would have seen that joke coming.
And I'm surprised. So obviously, I'm at a loss for
exactly. I'm just giving you a time. So.
No worries. All right. Okay.
And next, we're going down to hero traits. So page 72 is where we start selecting these. So hero traits are running parallel to your origin, but this is where your hero is now, their personality, their style, essentially. You're going to be getting starting equipment from this. You're going to get another bonus to 3 different talents. You're going to get a public merit specialization and starting points. Public merit is our system of like reputation, essentially, where you build points in different sectors of public opinion. And that won't come into play in this one-off, but I will prepare a public merit scorecard for you guys after the adventure, so you can see how you would have scored in a campaign. And then those points are used upgrade equipment, call in favors, say you make a government contact and you need to call in for some intel. But now we'll go ahead and choose your hero trait. This also provides expertise. So where you're going to be adding your Moxie score to whether you have like melee weapons, long range weapons, short range weapons, unarmed strikes, that sort of thing. Expertise allows you to add your Moxie to the attack with that type of weapon and to the damage roll with that type of weapon. So this is another chance to also bump up that talent that you put your boon into. You can do it, put your boon into it. I think that's how that song goes, right?
Yep.
You can do it. Put your boon into it.
When I choose it, like I'm probably going to go famous because, well, awesome. That's what I rolled.
Yep.
With everybody knows who I am and I don't have a secret identity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That plays in perfectly.
So then I'm choosing one of the talents to add what to?
So actually, all three of those you get +1.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, real quickly, when I'm looking at Vigilante, it looks like there's a block that's over one of the things on that page. 7?
Yeah, I did notice that, Spencer. When
oh, shoot.
We have a formatting error that got moved, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the earlier version.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what the talents were for the Vigilante, because I am between Street Fighter and Vigilante as my 2 probables.
Yeah, let me see.
I'm going to go with Kid Hero instead, actually.
I misspoke earlier. I'm Street Fighter is my hero trait, not my origin.
Yeah.
It confused me for a while. I decided to just wait and see if it made sense later.
I got a little confused. I was like, wait, did we choose a new origin that I don't remember? Like, what?
Oh, I went up and down the origins 4 times looking for Street Fighter. It's not here, right. But hey, he knows it better than I do.
No, my personal intelligence score is very low, so I just I'm back.
Vigilante, your talents are intimidation, muscle, and analysis.
And it's giving you what's the bonus it's giving you to
+1 to each of those.
+1 to each of those. Oh.
Hey, that gets my persuasion back to a 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a maximum talent level?
8 or 9. I think 9 is the absolute highest you can get at level 1, and then we're going to be determining your moxie from whatever you put into your boon. It's half of that score rounded down.
Gotcha. My 8 is my finesse, which is my boon so far.
Perfect. So yeah. So right after you put those in there,
right now.
We can calculate that real quick too for everybody.
All right. So now that I think about it, I am definitely going to go Street Fighter. And that bumps muscle. That bumps endurance. And that bumps mentality. Cool. All right. And let's see. And then my starting equipment, 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 vehicle.
Yeah, the hero trait is the most in-depth choice you make at level 1. It's the part that always bogs me down the most, just because I'm always like, oh man, now I gotta go. All right, so what weapon do I want? What armor do I want?
Yeah.
We try to make it a pretty easy choice, but I think everybody is going to get a weapon, right?
I get 2. So is there any limit to what I can choose or anything? Or
just nothing in the special weapons category. But so just if you hit that equipment thing and then hit weapons, just don't scroll far enough down to special equipment. You're good. And do
you want us to select what the equipment now? Go to that section?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that while we're talking about it. So something to keep in mind, you have expertise in certain types of weapons. I would select something that you have expertise in so you get that moxie bonus to the attack and to the damage.
I should put that expertise somewhere.
There's a section for it on the page. I think you
usually
under the aux powers,
copy and paste it into that expertise box on the front dashboard there.
Got it. Okay, so I have expertise in melee weapons and short range weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I would suggest choosing one of each of those because if you get 2 weapons to start, yeah.
And I have melee and long range.
Cool. Nice.
And where was equipment?
That is going to be on page 97.
97. I'm after. I did switch to Kid Hero, by the way, if you didn't catch that.
Oh, nice. Cool. Oh, that's great.
He can still be infamous or famous. It made more sense for him once I read it.
Yep.
Yeah.
66.
Weapon, armor, and a gadget.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't think you guys got to use any gadgets during the demo. We purposely left them out just to speed run the quick demos, but yeah, gadgets are fun.
So I have unarmed attack, short range weapons. So I have 2 expertise.
Nice.
And my starting equipment is 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 vehicle. And my public merit
What does the tier requirement mean?
Underground.
Tier requirement, don't worry about that when selecting your starting equipment. That's in the public merit system. You have to reach certain tiers to be able to basically unlock those items. But when choosing starting equipment, we didn't want to, I guess, we didn't want to prevent people from being able to choose the weapon they wanted. None of these are too overly powerful for a starting character. And if you want your character to have a sword, like, why would you wait till tier 2 to get that?
Oh my goodness, you have a snowblower as a short range weapon.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually took the flamethrower as mine so that I could, and I was going to ask, please, Spencer, let me just say that the flamethrower is coming from my hand so I can make a regular attack that's just flame and not actually.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And you flavor these weapons however you want to. Like, so if you want like a sword that sticks out of your knee or something, I don't know. There you go.
The bronze kneecap.
Yeah. The bladed kneecap.
Wasn't that a Game of Thrones character? What are the range? So it's 1 zone is the range on the short range weapons?
Yeah, so it's up to 1 zone away. So you can attack someone in the same zone or up to 1 zone away from you with the short range.
Okay.
And then you can attack people outside of that 1 zone too, but it's with disadvantage.
Cool. So I figured it makes sense for him to have the snowblower and weighted gloves and boots.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, now get into the armor.
So did y'all do anything rule set wise for dual wielding out of curiosity?
Well, no, yeah, it's just if you want to be dual wielding, then you're going to make the 1 attack with it. There are some aux powers that allow you to make extra attacks and stuff, so you can flavor it however you want, but no like D&D dual wielding stuff.
I'm fine with flavoring it that way. I'm just going to change my bow staff into fighting sticks.
Cool. Hell yeah.
So my 1 weapon is going to be a Tesla arc.
I'm going with the utility tech armor because I was going to go with heavier armor, but my finesse is already awful.
Yeah, that
bog you down like crazy.
Yeah.
Question on the weapon, it has a public merit cost. Is that if I get seen using it, my public merit drops by that much, or?
Oh no, that's just you spend the points that you make during like adventures and stuff.
Okay.
Purchase it with that much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does armor
That guy's
go?
using a gun. We hate him.
On inventory.
Well,
thank you.
There's some places where that would happen.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. I'm like, I could see that being a thing.
Question though. Good question.
Tougher in a 4-color comic world. Doesn't happen quite as often, but yeah. So I get 1 armor, which basically is a shield or standard.
You can choose any of the ones listed here. The tier requirement is not applicable during hero creation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's for when you're spending public merit points later, which we won't really get into in this one, I don't think.
Yeah.
So on the inventory sheet, for attack bonus, damage dice and bonus, and range is melee on this one. That's easy.
So yeah, it'll be the attack bonus will be your Moxie score.
Okay.
So if we haven't already, let's go ahead and calculate that for everybody. It's just whatever you chose as your boon, have that and round it down, and that's your Moxie.
So 4.
Yeah, it'll most likely be 3 or 4 for all of you.
And where does it go?
On the front dashboard there, top right corner, next to
talents,
superpower dice.
Thank you.
And a quick note on the spreadsheet, the max armor rating column is counting the wrong column on the inventory page. You have to switch it from column D to column E. So just FYI.
Ooh.
Got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Perfect.
No shade. These sheets are hard to make, especially if the format changes and stuff like that.
That's
No
a great
shade
catch.
taken.
Yeah, that's
Some random person actually did those formulas for us and then sent it to our Discord, and we were like, "Oh, awesome! Hell yeah, man!"
Which one's not
Shout out to that guy
calculating
for
right, Josh?
doing it first.
So
Hell
the max armor rating, if you're looking on the dashboard, it's right next to your innate ability. It has a formula, sum inventory, and it originally said D15 to D23. Should be E15 to E23.
All right, help me. Where is it? I wasn't on the same spot.
Yep. Cell E16 on the
Main
character
dashboard.
Yep.
Okay.
Says sum of inventory E15 to E23. Sorry, it says D15 to D23. It should be E15 to E23.
Thank you.
Yep.
Adjusting.
No,
Yeah,
just
just your-
calculates it's nice operating. Yeah.
If your armor has CR, that's armor rating. That's basically the health of your armor. Extra hit point space is what it boils down to. But you can repair your armor during breather and stuff.
Okay, and where do we put the armor?
On the inventory page underneath armor and clothing.
Okay, gotcha.
And mine grants me a +2 bonus to all finesse checks while equipped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
So
get
that's-
3 gadget spots.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Where are the gadgets? There we go, the gadgets. Okay.
Okay.
Do you need a gadget spot?
Not if you
So
don't
you
have
have you've got a gadget, right?
Yep.
I don't
So-
have any gadgets yet.
You don't have any gadget. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Josh.
But I,
doesn't
but I
have-
have 3 of them. Do I get one automatically? So it's 1 + 3, so 4?
No, I have one because it came with my Kid Hero.
Got it.
Right.
Or
Yes.
thing.
So yeah, Josh, you've got the slots for him, but you don't have any gadgets currently.
I've got a gadget, but do I need a slot? Is what I'm asking.
No, you do not. Sorry. The gadget slots are
Allow you
there
to use gadgets without using your hands.
Ah.
Like have them equipped in your hands.
Gotcha.
So like Batman's utility belt or something.
So what's a good gadget for a speedster? I don't need no grappling hook. Eventually I'll be able to run up the walls.
Let's see what I would recommend.
Net launcher might be good to slow down other people.
Or yeah,
Thrusters.
Are there any gadgets that move that fire at long range?
Stingers shoot up to 2 zones away, but that's like automatic D4 sharp gem. It's basically a magic missile in D&D. It requires 2 AP to reload after each use, but pretty solid 2-zone attack. Nothing really else that goes up to a long distance.
I don't need to make a roll. It's not. I have expertise in long range weapons, but no long range weapon. That's why I asked.
Oh, so yeah, the gadgets wouldn't act as a weapon. They're like it's its own category essentially.
think of it as there's weapons and then there's wondrous items kind of thing.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it.
I'd say that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, so as I'm looking at this, I only had 2 things I had to worry about: one short range weapon, and I get a vehicle, so I need to go move on to vehicle.
There are some restrictions on vehicles when you select those. So anything that's the tier 1 where you can choose one in the tier 1 requirement for vehicles, just because they get so outrageously overpowered that a level 1 character with a
invisible
hoverboard
jet
is just like,
You don't want me to have a helicarrier or a Quinjet.
a tactical jet.
Yeah, this dude just came out of high school and he's rocking the Silver Surfer's board. What the what?
Yeah.
Here at Tabletop Journeys, we've leveled up our game and we're prepared to make your next roll legendary. We've just started a partnership with FanRoll Dice, and they have over 300 product options to choose from. Gemstone, metal, new liquid core dice, and so much more. Better yet, listeners to the Tabletop Journeys podcast can get 10% off on their orders when they follow the link below and use discount code PODCAST10. A portion of these purchases come back to us, and this is a great way for you to help support the show.
Josh, are you the mentalist person?
No, I'm
We're not-
smart. Sorry, I am smart. I have a total of 14 in intelligence plus finesse. Yeah, I have a total of 14 in my intelligence scores. So I am very smart. I'm not like a mentalist I guess I'm like a mad scientist, but that's more flavor than mechanic.
Short version. Let me rephrase. In the gadgets, there's a portaputer, which is required for hacking. I was thinking about taking it, but if you're going to be the sciencey hacker guy, I was going to let you take it.
Oh, no. I did not take it. I already have my gadgets picked. So I'm picking a standard drone. I'm picking the pulley, just in case the Jeep, our friend there, goes off into the side of the road so we can pull him out of the snowbanks. and X-ray specs for reasons that he never discusses.
Understood.
Is it, though?
No.
Yes. Do we leave it in there in the description that says they can see through everything but clothing or something like that?
Yeah.
I think
these do not see through lead or clothing. We had to write in there.
Yeah.
It's a very chaste entrance. Yeah.
At least not at level 1. Level 10. Level 10.
That brings us to equipment improvement.
Is that really an improvement, though?
All right. Then I have selected my things.
I also have selected my things.
Awesome.
I have as well, but I did have one question. When it comes to vehicles, There's 2 columns here. One is speed and combat, and then one is exit speed. And then on the actual page where you're looking at it, it tells me movement speed in zones. So I've got a standard motorcycle. It goes 4 zones. I assume that's 4 in speed and combat. And then how do we factor exit speed?
Exit to enter or exit your vehicle, it's 1 AP.
Okay. So
in combat, if you want to exit your vehicle, it just costs 1 action point to get out.
Oh, there's a column for that. I didn't. Let's increase the size of this and pretend I'm wearing my glasses. That might actually help me.
Up next, so everybody's got their Moxie calculated. We'll calculate initiative, which is just your finesse or observation score.
Ooh, observation, please and thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it can be pretty high, which is great.
Can I add them together?
No, it's just one or the other.
I can't stop you, but I would advise against it.
Mine actually figured it out automatically.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have to worry about that. And you said perfect. Moxie.
Moxie is whatever talent you chose as your boon. Take half of that and round down.
Was I supposed to mark the boon at some point, or
there's a space for it underneath the talent section.
But yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I never selected that. There we go. That makes it.
What's next on the list here? So your DT and HP, I think, should automatically calculate.
Yep.
And then in the inventory tab, if you put the DT bonus in the right place, it should also add from there to your DT.
Yep. It did.
Perfect. So yeah, we don't even have to worry about that.
Yep.
Typically, it's 10 plus resilience for DT, and then 20 plus endurance for your starting HP. And everybody starts with 2 Heroes Favor at level 1, which, again, are the points that you use to use your superpower. That's level 1. Let's only took an hour and a half.
I missed that part. What did you say we needed to?
Your Heroes Favor. So Heroes Favor max and current Heroes Favor will be 2.
Okay.
We're going to be changing that to 3 for a second level, so might as well just bump it up now.
3.
Yeah.
All right.
The next 4 levels will take a fraction of the time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's going to go quickly. We might have spoke too soon because auxiliary powers are super fun to play around with. So level 2, you're selecting an auxiliary power, which is going to be on page 84. And in that PDF, if you go to the building your hero section, it's got the superhero leveling guide.
Yep.
And anything that is bold and underlined is a in-document hyperlink. So I love going back and forth.
Yep. And I'm noticing now that there's another one that lets you go back to the leveling guide when you're done with the section. I didn't catch that through all the first side. That would have made my maneuvering much faster. So,
where's that?
That's good.
It's at the top of every chapter.
Yep.
Oh, gosh, I didn't know about that.
I never use it either, and I put it there on purpose because I was sick of going back and forth. I still don't use it. So auxiliary powers. This is like another way to round out your hero's abilities. It's a creative way for your hero to utilize their special gifts. We definitely invite all players to just flavor these how their superhero would use them. Of course, mechanically remaining as written. We've got combat boosts, equipment boosts, movement, public merit, offensive boosts, which is just redundant to combat. I've been thinking about just adding those 2 together. And then talent, boosts and defensive boosts. These also have hero level prerequisites. So you're at level 2, so check out some of these at the prerequisite 2.
And we're choosing one?
Yes, you'll choose one, yeah.
For the record, I chose Unstable, which allows me to lash out and do damage to people when I take 10 or more damage from a single attack. I do 1d4 to myself and 1d6 to anyone in the same zone as me.
For our speedster, you might want to take a look at Fwoosh.
I'm looking at Fwoosh right now.
Yeah. So that gives you a zone of free movement. That means you get to move a zone without spending any action points. A very popular choice there. Spider Lake is also pretty good because climbing up and down things usually costs double the AP. So Spider, if you want to climb up and down stuff quickly, then that's the way to go.
Fwoosh is the one for me.
Yeah, it's a good choice
one at this point.
Looking at the talent, if I were to select Specimen, I add 1 to my talent modifier now, and then when it says all levels, add +1 to physical talent modifier. So basically on level 6, 9, 13, and 17, I would add an additional 1 each of those times.
If you choose. Yeah, if you choose to upgrade this one on each of those levels, so you upgrade your Ox powers or choose another one. So you can choose another one or choose this one again and just keep pumping up.
So this is not evergreen. It's just if I select it at each of those levels, I would get the same thing. So it's an ASI effectively.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Correct.
All right.
That's the only thing we've done for level 2 so far, right?
Correct. Yeah.
The only thing in level 2 really, except for rolling for HP.
Yeah. And then if you want to just roll for your upgrade to HP, it's just 1d10 plus your endurance.
So my armor for bodysuit would have indicated it had a DT bonus if it did, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Does it not?
Not that I saw.
Let me see. Bodysuit, it has a maximum AR of 5, but no.
Oh, you chose, bodysuit was from the clothing section. There's an armor section too if you want to.
Oh, did I go to the wrong thing?
It's in the same chapter, but so page 104, you can see the armor there. So that'll give you DT bonuses.
So if I take either solid sights or big hitter, does my drone do a gadget attack when it attacks?
Yes, it would be a gadget attack. Yeah.
All right. What is the die? Because it's either like a +2 to damage and a -1 to hit, or vice versa for those. So it'd be a D20. Is there a modifier for that or anything? So I know what would my drone be hitting at? Like, how would that work?
All right, let me pull that Ox power up. So gadget attacks, you are not adding your Moxie to the attack or the damage. Right. So this would essentially provide you with an attack bonus or a damage bonus, whichever you chose.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the base though? What's my base roll to attack for my?
Just a D20.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's no modifiers, just a straight.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So this would give you a modifier.
All right.
And Josh, you're going to like this one way too much. I'm going to go with the auxiliary power of Swinger.
Does your wife know?
You're not the first person to make that joke and won't be the last. We love the Swinger name. The Swinger moniker is great. Our partner Pete, he designed a hero called the Midnight Cowboy based on this auxiliary power.
Nice.
It's just a leather-clad cowboy swinging from the rooftops.
Man, I forgot about Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah,
that was real early on in our play testing.
Okay, other question, and I'm really not trying to min-max, I promise.
No, please do if you want. I mean,
if I picked high heat, does my drone count as an object other than a weapon?
If you were to pick it up and physically throw it.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'm just imagining your drone that can't hit, and you're like, God, all right, and you just pick it up and just fuck it across the battlefield.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Eat carbon fiber.
And we're rolling what for our additional hit points?
1d10 plus endurance. And you'll notice if you spec into endurance or resilience, like you're either going to be super hard to hit or have the most HP ever. We play tested that over and over again and have thought about, we got to nerf this somehow, some way. But then we think Superman, it's real hard to take him down, right? Like you want to be able to build Superman or a Sentry, characters like that are just like super tough. And it balances out in other ways too. It's worked out really well.
With a 3 endurance and a 7, I got 10 more hit points.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty decent in the hit point range. I'm at 24 right now.
So I have a 4 in my endurance because, again, like cold weather, my hit points are 32.
Okay.
Nice.
32 degrees. 32 degrees
right,
Celsius.
right,
There we go.
exactly,
Or Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Nice.
That's cold.
I took forceful attack as my auxiliary power. So I have a melee attack, my drone has a melee attack, and now both of those attacks do an extra D4.
That's great. Awesome.
So that's the question, right? Is that the drone has a melee attack? Does it get the benefit of my forceful attack?
It would not, no, because it still counts as a gadget attack. So this would just be for your melee weapon attacks. That's a good question, though.
What if it did?
What if it did?
But can it please also
be a whole lot cooler if it did? Everybody got their Ox powers?
We only get 1, right?
Correct.
At present, yeah.
And then, make sure you roll that D10 plus endurance and add that to your max HP, and make sure your hero's favor is now 3. Now, level 3, we're selecting our secondary power. Another fun one.
Hang on one second. You said make sure we add what now?
For your HP, you're going to add a D10 plus endurance.
And that's not automatically factored in?
No, this is every single level. You guys will add that. You'll roll that dice and add that again. So your HP keeps increasing every level up.
Oh, because it automatically factored
first level.
At first level. So we're going to break the auto factor at this point and manually put it in. Gotcha.
Yeah, you'll have to manually override that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a D10.
Plus your endurance.
That's my endurance?
I hope not.
So that's going to be an 11 added to that. So that is 11 and 24 is 35.
Nice. Hell yeah.
All right. And that was at the level 2. So now we're going to level 3. Do that again.
Yeah, go ahead and just do that again. Start it off, and then we'll secondary
8
powers.
8 and 4 is 12 onto the 35.
Nice.
Only a 4 that time, and 4 is 7. It's made a 40.
12 for me, so that's up to 44.
Nice.
I finally beat you. I'm at 47.
Yep.
Okay, so secondary powers. This is fun. This is really like a complementary ability that where Ox powers and your innate abilities, those kind of are minor things. Secondary powers, you only get to choose one throughout your entire level up, and it is a powerhouse. So we've got flight in there. We've got the leader, teleportation, refabrication, which is just a healing factor essentially. That refabrication is healing others.
Generation X is the healing factor.
Regeneration X is the healing factor. You got Tech Master. You got Stealth Specialist. So this is where you're like really just kind of. That's why that third level is where this game shines.
Page number
79.
Gracias.
Clearly taking Tech Master, which at level 3 gives me a +1 to analysis and science. So that brings my intelligence score up to a 16. By the way.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I'm so glad you're building an intelligence character because I am not an intelligence.
I figured I've got a couple of meat sticks here, so I
have high observation, and that's it. So it's gonna be real helpful.
With the finesse of -1, I've got to have something going for me.
Yeah. For the record, I went with damage reflection to complement my unstable Ox power.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so if I take 5 or more damage from a single hit, I unleash a special melee attack as a countermeasure. I'll have to hold on to some AP to do that if I do want to use it, but it allows me to do even more damage to people who attack me, which is always fun.
And will that stack? So if you take the 10, it'll stack so both effects will go off?
Correct. The damage reflection is a countermeasure, so I have to proc it by using AP. The other one, the Ox power, just happens.
Automatic.
But the thing that sucks is that I take some extra damage though too. So it's a trade-off. But
so that's pretty impressive though. It's
like Hellish Rebuke every time.
Yeah, right. That's one of my favorite spells.
I love that spell.
Such a good spell.
So I'm clearly not building a leader, but I absolutely love that leadership power, so I won't
It's
use
a great.
it. But that's a really good power.
I'll never choose it, and it's so good. Like,
yeah, Mikey chose it for when we played on my buddy's Twitch. He chose
nice,
it and
perfect.
Gave AP to people.
If I were building a leader character, I absolutely would have chosen it. Like that would have been my go-to. But I'm
that
not.
is good.
But that is really hot. I am torn between weapon expert and tough.
Tough is so good. Tough is
I mean, it is
tough. You're not
very-
going to go down.
But yeah, it is very difficult to. Exceptional strength is also hot, but I'm pretty strong. I'm not worried about that one. But tough is just that.
That's crazy.
It's
adding your
crazy.
moxie, so increasing the die and adding your moxie now to your hit points.
That also goes
that's
retroactively.
crazy.
So
that was going to be my question. Is that retro?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which
Does
means
he re-roll those, or for the D10s that he did before?
You
does
just
he
add
just-
your Moxie.
yeah, you
two
Go
or
ahead.
twice. Right.
yeah you wouldn't re-roll the D10s for the D12s.
Yeah.
You just leave.
Do
those
you
as
roll a
is.
D2 to see if you add 1 or 2 additional hit points for the difference between a D12 and a D1?
That's
Or
actually
D10?
not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't know if that's
I
how
don't know if the
averages
probability
work.
works out there, but
yeah.
I'm into it.
Let me ask a question on the weapons expert.
Yeah.
Is that on a weapon that I already have, or can it be any weapon that I choose, or can it be any weapon at the current tier?
So it would be something in your possession already. I guess you could choose someone else's weapon, but that would defeat the purpose unless you take it from. But yeah, so it's something that you have already. You wouldn't get to select like a new weapon.
Okay.
But it's just you're specially trained in. You played, I think, CC Dodger, right, in the demo.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she was a weapons expert with her baseball bat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can change that. You just need a couple of game days.
I need
to-
down three downtime to make a change.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the weapon I had, because it was short range and it wasn't really a melee weapon, but my strength is probably where I'm getting the most stuff, is better if I was doing something more melee in nature. So I didn't know how that would work. Like I was thinking something like brass knuckles or something like that.
Toughness might be a good one if you're going to be up in the mix. You just don't go down if you've got toughness. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with toughness.
Love it.
I'm going to go with damage absorption. I've decided that
Love that.
part of where his speed comes from is like a manipulation of kinetic energy.
Yeah.
So now when somebody hits me, I may not be able to reduce the damage, but I can absorb some of that kinetic energy and redirect it back into the strikes going back out them. I like that in terms of theme and flavor.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that.
I just built a hero with that, and it was super fun.
Okay, so I am now adding my Moxie, which is 4 for each of my levels. So that's 4.
Wait, how's your Moxie 4?
Moxie should be 4, yeah.
right?
My Moxie's 4.
My Moxie's 4 because I have 8 for muscle.
Oh, I didn't add. Oh,
Your Moxie is half of your boon, rounded down.
It's possible that it's 3.
I didn't actually add the boon score to the talent score, so that's why.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, so Moxie should be 3 or 4 at this level.
Yeah.
So you'll add Moxie for level 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to add 12, essentially.
All right, yeah. So it was.
So actually, at third level, so what did you roll that D? So I would subtract whatever you rolled from third level because you shouldn't technically have rolled it yet before selecting
okay.
this.
Yeah, so
you can roll the D12 instead.
All right. Yeah, but I might have rolled better because I rolled pretty high.
Yeah, if you want to keep it, it's a gamble.
I'll take that gamble. All right, so I've got my hit points. I did roll badly. I'm keeping it. I added, so I got took the new roll, which is a 3, not an 8, and added a total of 12 to get where I'm at now. And then toughness, yeah, and that's it. Okay, does not increase my endurance at all, so we're good. All right,
perfect. All right, up to level 4 now. Did everybody roll for your HP gain on level 3?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Level 4, you're going to be placing 1 point in 2 different talent modifiers of your choice. So you have 2 points that you can use, but they have to go 1 to 2 different talents.
Okay.
I think I'm saying that confusingly.
Yeah.
Can't put them both in the same spot. Got you.
Yeah. You cannot put them in the same. Thank you. Yeah.
You know what, Glenn? You can have 3.
I'm taking it.
He said it. Okay.
One was a no-brainer. I'm not sure where to go with the other one.
And again, do you do that before? Technically, are you doing it before or after you roll your HP for the level? So if I put it in endurance, would I get the bonus point?
So I would, do it before you roll for HP for sure. Yeah.
That would also be retro. If you ever increase your endurance, your HP will go up retroactively as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're level. So I had 3 more points. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I put 1 in there, so I am now at a 5 for endurance.
Which talent is directly responsible for hacking?
Science or deception. It's going to be a combined talent check every time.
But they don't get added together. They're separate, science or. Okay.
No, they would be added together. So it's science and deception. So you'd roll a d20, then add your science and your deception.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to take it and add it to my endurance and my resilience, because my resilience is my moxie score, so that'll raise my defensive threshold. And then take it in my endurance also to go ahead and raise my HP. So that puts me at 59 HP and a 19 defense threshold. So
nice.
Even if I
high.
Yeah, even if I move it up into my big score, it's not going to change my moxie because it's a round down. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. But the next
at
time
level 5, you're going to get another point to spend.
Yeah, that makes the most sense then.
Yep.
So,
and then, just go ahead and roll that D10 plus endurance for your max HP, or a D12 in your case, Luanika.
Good thing it's a D12. I get to add my moxie because I'm rolling.
Yeah, and your moxie. Yeah.
Junk.
Again, you're not going to go down this way unless I just concentrate all efforts on you. Yeah.
Plus endurance.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
I got a 10 that time, which was hot.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But
I'm
because
going to
I
be
get
up
to
in
add
the front. I don't want to get squished.
Yeah. But because I add my moxie to that, it's 6, which is well over the median for a D10 roll. So yeah. Like I will, on average, even if I do badly, do better than most. So
right.
Yep. That is a solid.
The shining reason that toughness is so strong. Every time someone picks tough when we're playing in the campaign, it's just like, all right, he's not going anywhere.
Meat shield, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And level 5. So this is as far as we're going with the hero build. So you're going to be leveling up your current superpower, or selecting another one from the same superpower archetype. So I would suggest selecting the next tier from your original superpower. But if you want to, in nature, Josh, you could select a different one if you want, like a radiator or one of the others. If you want to double up and do some long range stuff along with short range stuff, that's an option.
That's what I did. So Icy Hot has fire and ice. But I do miss out on the improvement for both of them. So I spread my diversity instead. I'm missing out on the doper aspects of going to level 5. Also, for those listening, the other thing that it's like multi-classing in 5e would be, I miss out on the level 20 ultimate attack because I can never get there. If I get to level 20, I'll have 4 advancements instead of 5. And that's something that we've talked about as well. But you can multi-class if you want.
No, I'm totally cool. I like that I can turn any zone into a sketchy zone now. That's
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's pretty hot.
Let me ask a question. You said we get to add to our talents. Is it just 1 talent plus 1, or is it 2 talents plus 1 again?
It is just 1.
Okay.
So any talent modifier of your choice.
Yeah, it's gonna be
most people put it right in that boon so they can bump up that moxie at this point.
Yep. So I'm 5 moxie. I was tempted to put it in endurance again but I rolled my D12. I rolled a 9 plus my now 5. That gives me 75 hit points.
Awesome.
Nice.
And also we get to select a new innate ability or level up a current one. And again, those are at the headers of each superpower archetype.
Okay, so
So if I move up, this effectively replaces the level 1 stuff, right? There's nothing in the level 1 stuff that doesn't repeat. Do I need to keep both sets of information?
I would keep both sets of information, just for reference, because there might be a reference to level 1. All that stuff still happens. Level 5, like the improved thing, should... Oh, wait, are you talking about innate ability or the superpower attack?
Superpower.
Yes, both still are and should still be in conjunction.
Okay, those are on page 36.
Yeah.
All right, so level 1, level
5. What are the kind of things that would be tiny objects?
Like a small rock, a cell phone, a laptop too, that sort of thing.
Oh, laptop would be considered tiny?
Yeah, for sure. We just upgraded the size and weight categories of stuff.
And did y'all say we were doing 2 talent points again?
That's just 1 talent point for this level.
1 talent point. Okay. All right. So if I raise my finesse to 10, my moxie becomes a 5.
Yep. Perfect.
What is moxie used for?
So that is an attack bonus and a damage bonus for things that you have expertise with. So if you got expertise in melee weapons or long range, I think you have both those.
Josh, page 183 has the size definitions of things if you wanted to have that for reference.
Isn't that 133?
What did I say? What did I say?
183.
Oh, I meant 133. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I must have seen an 8 somewhere and said it by accident.
1 more round of hit points.
Yeah, and then you can upgrade your innate ability or choose a new one that with the level 5 tier requirement or level requirement.
New innate ability also. Okay.
Yeah. So you're looking at page 34, Glenn.
Thank you.
And already looking at one that you might eye right away, even faster. Movement costs 1 AP per 2 zones, which is just outrageous.
Oh, that was already directly where I was going to go. I picked that out before.
All right.
The question was whether or not earlier if I was going to do the flash step or be nimble, be quick.
Yep.
Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was totally cutting you off, Glenn. That was absolutely my fault. For my second innate ability, can I rebrand Radioactive BO as Icy BO? It's only a level 1, but basically it's the same thing. They take 1 + 1d4 ice cold damage if they end in the same zone as me.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. All about that. It's just that Old Spice cool breeze is just the sweat's just pushing it to its limits.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
He uses the very best Axe body spray. So, Lunicus, you said that at level 5 you wound up with 75 hit points?
Yes.
Yeah, I wound up with 74. Yeah.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got 62.
Perfect.
Y'all
Which sounds like
really.
I was gonna say,
because I rolled like ass. I had 2 rolls that was like I rolled a 2 and a 2.
You were adding your endurance and your moxie too, right?
Yeah, but I rolled a 2 on 2 different levels.
Yeah, I did a
bummer.
6, 7, and 10 for 3 of them, and
Had I rolled,
I don't remember what the other one was.
8s or 9s or something like that, or 7s or 8s.
High up there, yeah.
I would be close to 20 points higher than I am now.
Yeah, the big benefit was that each time we got the talent bump, I put a +1 into my endurance, so that gave me that's 10 extra points right there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, like 9 extra points right there because one of them was at level 4 and one was at level 5. So that's 9 extra points right there. Plus, I was rolling like 8s and I had a 5 or a 6 on one and then an 8. So I was rolling pretty well.
Does everybody have their innate ability chosen?
Yes.
I do not, but I'm still working on my superpower here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and your hero's favor total is now 4.
Yeah.
Spencer, that's another thing I wanted to mention. The spreadsheet still has the max as 5 on the drop down.
Ugh.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
We changed it, but we didn't change the sheet. Is what ended up happening. But
yeah.
I just noticed something when I'm looking at my hero level 1 power. It said my hero's favor superpower die is increased by 1. And I don't think I did that previously.
Oh, no, that's just you can add, you can use an extra hero's favor to add another superpower dice to your attack.
Oh,
so you're spending hero's favor to increase the damage, essentially, which when you think about it strategically, that's not normally the best move unless you got someone on the ropes and you know they're going to go down if you do 6 more damage to them. But it makes so much more sense to just spend a hero's favor your next turn and do another superpower attack to get the full damage.
it is really cool to do it though. We played on my buddy's Twitch stream. There's a duo attack where 2 heroes dumped all of their hero's favor into the enemy on one attack and just drained his health bar. It was very cool. It was like the first turn too, so I was like, "Wait, where do you guys go from here?"
Yeah, that's a bold move.
And you said our hero's favor is supposed to be 4 right now?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So max should be 4. Yeah.
Okay, because that's not an option in the pull down.
I know. Yeah, we got to update.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
We've been playing around with the different levels of hero's favor and stuff. Sometimes just felt too much, and I think we got it in a really good place now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can add it to the data tab, and it'll update the pull down automatically.
With improve 5 on my for my heightened senses, I can now redirect the force of an attack to hit an additional target of my choice beyond the first. So if I hit somebody successfully, then I can hit another person. Now, is that a separate die roll, or is that the damage carries over?
Let me read it real quick here.
Seems like it would be the same roll on both.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be the same roll on both. And with superpower attacks, they always hit in this game.
Okay.
So yeah, there won't be any chance.
There's no attack roll per se. So it's like whatever the damage is, that same damage roll, I now hit 2 people with 1. So I hit one person hard enough where that they, either they fall into the next guy or whatever I'm doing goes through the first guy and hits the second guy. However I want to narratively describe that, but basically I'm doing damage to multiple folks as long as they're in the same zone.
Yep. Yeah, and so a superpower attack, we'll get into this a little bit more once we start playing, but it involves a target die, your superpower die, and then your moxie. So levels 1 through 9, that target die is a D12. And then your superpower die remains the same throughout all up 20 levels. Then your moxie, of course, goes up as you level up, as you guys have already seen. But yeah, it always hits, so it's just a big swing of damage. And then that swing gets bigger as you level up, but it can be just absolute. We had it at the D20 was the target die from level 1 all the way to 20, and this is insane for level 1, doing like 40 something damage on turn. But we've had some balancing stuff going on there.
I just want to say, definitely for me, I'm sure from Spencer and the rest of us, we're just happy that people want to play this game, and we really thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to come on and make these episodes for us.
We had so first of all, it was really awesome meeting you guys at Catacon. We have talked about that. It's always nice when you can
shut up about it.
Go to an event. Yeah, right. It's the same kind. It's like when you meet people that are like of a similar ilk doing the same thing. It's okay. These guys get it. We're same wavelength. That's always awesome. And we do not get enough opportunity to play Supers games, right? And so we can every time one comes across our plate, so a Supers game? Yes, please. Thank you for joining us. This has been Tabletop Journeys. We would love to hear your feedback on our show today. Join us at www.ttjourneys.com, where you can subscribe to the blog to leave comments and see all the content that we publish beyond the podcast.
You can also stay in touch by subscribing to our Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram at TT Journeys, joining our Facebook group, Tabletop Journeys, or by sending an email directly to podcast@ttjourneys.com. Our full episodes come out every week on Friday, and every Tuesday features actual play and gameplay showcase episodes. Looking for early access? You can support the show and get episodes before everyone else at www.patreon.com/ttjourneys. Check it out today and see all the awesome benefits we bring to our supporters.
Lastly, if you're listening to us on Stitcher, iTunes, Podchaser, Spotify, or Audible, we would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to the podcast on that platform. Thank you for listening and for being a part of our growing community. And we bid you fair tides, friends, for legends await.